Okay, you've seen the headlines, right? A charming stone house in a historic Italian village for just €1. I mean, it sounds like a fairy tale, something that's just way too good to be true. So let's get into it. Is it for real?
This is the question that's just captured everyone's imagination. Can you actually buy a slice of that Italian dream for less than you'd pay for a cup of coffee? Well, the short answer is yes. These programs are absolutely 100% real. That €1 price tag isn't some kind of scam, it's a real government-backed idea that has pulled in thousands of dreamers from all over the world. But, and this is a big but, that single euro is just the very, very beginning of a much longer and, believe me, a much more expensive journey.
To really wrap your head around the €1 offer, you first have to understand the problem it's trying to fix. You see, this isn't just about selling cheap houses, it's about survival for hundreds of incredible Italian towns.
For decades, younger generations have been packing up and leaving these beautiful small villages for the big cities, looking for jobs, for opportunities, and what's left behind? A landscape of empty houses, quiet streets, and communities that are just fading away. So these €1 programs, they're a creative and honestly sometimes desperate attempt by mayors to turn the tide and stop their towns from becoming ghost towns.
And when you look at the data here, you really see the scale of this crisis. I mean, according to Italy's National Statistics Institute, a staggering 70% of towns with fewer than 5,000 people have lost population in just the last 20 years. That's not just a number. That's mayors watching their communities literally vanish before their eyes.
This quote from the mayor of Sicily, which was one of the first towns to do this, just says it all. He said, "We are not selling houses, we are rebuilding communities." It really drives home the point that this isn't just a simple property sale, it's a social project. It's about breathing life back into these historic places.
So you're intrigued, I get it. You've got your €1 coin clutched in your hand. How do you actually make this happen? Let's walk through the whole process, from the first piece of paper to the final renovation.
The whole thing is managed by each individual town, but it pretty much always follows these 4 key steps. First, you apply. Second, you put down a security deposit, which, don't worry, you get back once the job is done. Third, and this is a big one, you have to submit a detailed renovation plan, usually within a year. And finally, you have to get all the work finished, typically within a pretty tight 3-year deadline.
And to even get started, you're going to need more than just a dream. You'll need an Italian tax code called a codice fiscale. You'll need that super detailed renovation plan we just talked about, and, crucially, you have to prove you actually have the money to do it. On top of all that, you're on the hook for all the legal and notary fees to get the property transferred into your name.
All right, now we get to the heart of it. That €1, it's just the very beginning. The real cost, the real price tag, is in bringing these often dilapidated properties back from the brink.
This is the single most important thing to understand. That €1 is symbolic. It's a gesture. The real commitment, the true price of this dream, is all the time, money, and sheer effort you're going to pour into the restoration. We're talking about homes that might have been empty for 50 years. Some are literally just 4 stone walls and a crumbling roof.
This table here really lays it all out. On top of your €1, you've got that refundable security deposit. Then come the notary and legal fees, which can run a few thousand euros pretty easily. But the big one, the main event, is the renovation itself. For a small place that just needs a basic fix-up, you might get away with 20,000 euros. But for bigger houses or ones with serious structural problems, yeah, those costs can shoot past 100,000 euros without blinking.
So when you add everything together, your €1 home is probably going to cost you somewhere in this range, 30,000 to 120,000 euros, maybe even more. Now, that's a world away from a single euro, but hey, for the right person, it's still a chance to own a piece of Italy for way less than a move-in ready place would cost.
So, before you start daydreaming about your future vineyards, it's so important to look at this with your eyes wide open. This whole journey can be incredibly rewarding, but it is also filled with some pretty major risks.
The rewards are pretty obvious, right? Living that authentic Italian life, creating a dream vacation spot, and just knowing you helped save a piece of history. But the risks are just as real. You could uncover some gnarly structural issues. You will have to deal with Italy's famously slow bureaucracy. And you'll have to follow strict rules about historical preservation, all while trying to find skilled local workers who might be in short supply.
And here it is. This might be the biggest reality check of all, especially for anyone outside the European Union.
Buying a house, doesn't matter if it's for €1 or a million, does not automatically give you the right to live in Italy long term. Your property and your immigration status are two totally separate things. You'll still have to go through the whole process of getting the right visa.
So after all of that, the big question is still there. Is this the right move for you? Because it's definitely not for everybody. But for a certain kind of person, it is an absolute dream come true.
The perfect person for this is a patient adventure. You know, someone who loves a hands-on project, who genuinely wants to be part of a small town, and who has a realistic budget for everything we've talked about. Who should stay far, far away? Anyone looking to make a quick buck by flipping the property. Or anyone who wants a simple, move-in ready vacation home. This is a passion project, not a passive investment.
So here's the bottom line. The €1 price is real, but it's the hook. The true investment, the real price you pay to live out this Italian dream, is measured in your time, your money, and a whole lot of paperwork. For some people, it's magical. For others, it's a total disaster. It can be the start of a whole new life, or it can be a project that just drains your bank account and your soul. So, which is it? An Italian dream home or a beautiful money pit? Well, the answer to that really depends on you.